Well, I say something in the movie where yes, it should be in the movies. That doesn't mean I think it should be in every movie. That doesn't mean that I think the Wizard of Oz should have sex scenes in it. It just means that for a long time it has been kept off the screen in a much larger way than other things like violence, where we accept that much more, a million times more, readily than we do certain kinds of sex. And I think the result of that is that we are not as sophisticated about using sex for character development, for storytelling, for revelation of human behavior and how we interact with each other. And it's something that is so integral to being a human, and it is such a huge part of all of our lives, even if we don't engage with it or think about it every day. That's a conscious decision to keep it out. So it's a part of all of our lives, whatever our stance is. So to not be able to address that in all the complexity that it deserves is just a disservice to the art form, and is just keeping ourselves in the dark.
I mean, like with Interior Leather Bar, one of the things we really wanted to do, and one of the things that I always want to do in my work, which has had a lot of sexual content in it in the last few years, is to use sex as a storytelling tool, and to use sex in a way that's not necessarily for titillation, but for all, there's a whole host of other ways and stories and character development that I feel is underutilized in big and small projects. And I do feel like there is sort of a zeitgeisty thing happening, and I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's going to go, but I do feel like there's a sense of people wanting to explore sex in a way that maybe we haven't experienced before, and especially on like a bigger scale, like bigger projects.
I feel like we're constantly collaborating on a million things at the same time. We just finished a movie that I shot and James directed in October. That was an adaptation of Faulkner's As I Lay Dying. We're working on another documentary right now about the creative director at Gucci. So it's one of the beauties, I think, of our creative relationship is it's a lot of different hats and a lot of incredible puzzles that we're constantly solving.
The Russian filmmaker Eisenstein had this theory of montage where you juxtapose two different images, and then you'll get a third greater kind of meaning from the combination. For me, that's how I approach everything I do, whether it's different kinds of films, different levels of approaching a film, high culture, low culture, different mediums, all of these things, all the contrasts allow me to get at things that I wouldn't get at otherwise, and make the amalgamation of everything, I think, more interesting and self-reflexive than it would be if I just, stood behind the curtain and just, turned out, commercial films and you didn't know anything about me and it was just the characters. I mean, that's a way to go, but I can't go that way.